AI, DeFi, and RWA are going to be the largest narratives moving into 2026. And here are 3 crypto projects that are soon to be live that are also a part of each of these narratives. So let's get started. So the first one we have is Allora. So this is Allora network. And it's also backed currently by a bunch of different venture firms as well. And this project has not had their TGE just yet. So Allora is a decentralized AI network, and you can think of it as a collective brain, basically, where thousands of people are interacting with the project, contributing small pieces of intelligence, data, or also their own models. And in return for their work, they receive some of the token to pay for them. And instead of relying on a single company's AI, like for example, OpenAI or Google, this project is basically allowing anyone to come onto the platform and, create their own models or, submit their own data into the project. Ultimately trying to be owned by the community and not a corporation. So how does this work? Well, basically people build or run workers, and these workers are basically AI agents that perform specific tasks. So for example, like predicting prices for crypto projects, analyzing data, etc. And then each worker competes for accuracy. So the better that your model's performance is, the more rewards that you earn. And then the network combines everyone's results, basically like a DAO of AI models. And then users or apps can then buy those insights. So for example, traders, DeFi protocols, or prediction markets can pay for the best forecast. So for example, if someone comes onto the platform, builds a model that is very good at predicting like the price of Bitcoin or ETH, and it has a very good track record of that, people can then go and pay and buy that specific model. So when it comes to use cases, there is, just like I said, with crypto trading predictions, which could be a very big one, especially if more traditional, hedge funds or firms want to just like use AI to help them, predict models with pricings and things like that, then maybe they could get into this, I think. But also there's DeFi automation, so you can get like, for example, smarter yield strategies. There is also RWA, like data analytics, and of course, enterprise AI as well. So the test net is currently live and the mainnet has soon to launch. And like I said, it's backed by, a couple of big venture firms as well in the space. But here is an AI project that's currently cooking. I would imagine this project is going to be launching within a few weeks. So the next project is building a RWA ledger layer. And basically that means a blockchain infrastructure specifically designed for real world assets. And the ticker is going to be XNL. The project is currently not live yet, but basically you'll be able to turn real world assets, so for example, real estate, commodities, art, even debt, and you'll be able to turn it into a token if you'd like to via this platform. And essentially they're going to do that in a completely legally and compliant way as well. So it's not like anyone can just, for example, go to an Airbnb in Miami and take a picture and say like, hey, I'm tokenizing this Airbnb. No, it will have to be completely verifiable. So the ticker is XNL. And as you can see here, it's basically on-chain without limits. And so basically they want to bring everything in the real world on chain. And they're going to anchor the issuance as well via Ethereum, which is good for its security and trust. But then they're going to allow people to trade these assets via, for example, Sui or Arbitrum, or even Solana as well, which obviously have low fees and, is obviously very fast as well. So currently there's 120 plus tradable assets. So for example, you can buy a penthouse in the Jumeirah if you'd like to. There's other apartments, there's gold bars. And you also might be wondering, how are they going to verify these assets? Well, they're going to be doing something called SPV as a service for verifiable RWA ownership. And so, for example, Novastro RWAs automate the creation of globally compliant special purpose vehicle, that's what SPV is, and the management for institutional RWA tokenization on Ethereum with cross-chain trading capabilities. And it's quite interesting how they're going to be actually verifying that. So Novastro is going to be creating this special purpose vehicle, which is a legal entity that holds the real asset. And this ensures that the token that you're going to be holding corresponds to the legal rights in that SPVR asset, making it enforceable in the real world. So for example, if they create, 100,000 tokens of this penthouse in Jumeirah, and you own, let's just say 10% of the supply of that, there has to be an enforceable way that what you own is actually what you own of that real world asset. And so that's kind of their main method as to how they're going to be enforcing that. So there has been multiple different seed rounds, and the valuation is set at 50 million. They've raised, I know, a lot of different money on quite a few different platforms, and the token generation event for XNL is also going live on the 15th of October. So just in, 2 days if you're watching this video today. All right, so the first project was an AI one, the second project was a RWA one, and then the third project is a DeFi one, and that one is Meteora. So this project is also set to go live on the 23rd of October. What is Meteora? Meteora is a DeFi and liquidity protocol. So the total focus is going to be on Solana. So we're talking dynamic liquidity, yield optimization, and also token launches as well. So this is trying to improve on the traditional automated market maker, and they've coined something called dynamic liquidity market makers. And these essentially shift the capital to the best yield opportunities. They're also trying to target token launches and also the meme coin space by creating an environment to foster fair launches as well, and just projects that can launch in the most fair way possible. So in short, liquidity engine, yield allocator, and also token launch infrastructure on Solana. And the token ticker is also going to be under MET. So that's all I have for this one. I have a bunch more projects coming soon, as there is a lot of projects right now currently in the stages of cooking. So pretty soon there's going to be a lot of different TGEs for various different projects, which I'm excited about. And also I'm going to be making more videos on those soon. Anyways, guys, that's all I have for this one. I'll see you in the next one.